Action.
Hello everyone, my name is Frank Fusco, and the goal today is to open up this coconut. We're going to drink that nice water inside, which is really healthy, and we're going to open it up and try to get out the fruit in one piece. I do it many times, and I want to teach you how to do it today because the coconut is very nutritious. It has water and the fruit, which is also known as copra. The water is high in potassium, magnesium, calcium, and phosphorus. The fruit is high in potassium, phosphorus, magnesium, calcium, and zinc. They're all very healthy. I'm a big proponent of using a lot or getting more potassium in your body, and the coconut is high in that. So I've read that your potassium should be 4-to-1 over the salt intake in your body. Now, these are some of the things that phosphorus and potassium do. Phosphorus is important in bone and tooth formation. It is important in heart contractions, kidney function. It helps utilize vitamins, and it helps convert your food into energy and maintains the blood's acidity. Then the potassium helps your body regulate blood pressure. Very important. I've read that potassium, on the computer I've read this, lowers your blood pressure. So what does that tell you? That we're having too much salt in our body and not enough potassium. By the way, I'm not a doctor, so please consult your physician on any of this information that I'm giving you today. You may want to check on your computer because there's lots of information out there that's healthy and helpful. So the potassium also is important in protein synthesis, heart conduction, muscle growth, muscle function or control, and nerve function. The tools you'll be needing today, besides the coconut, and if you look at the coconut, an interesting piece of history is the word cocoa came from these three little pores here, which are also called eyes or stoma. When the persons or people that first discovered it looked at it, they thought it was like a face of a ghost or a witch, and that's what the word cocoa means. So the tools you'll be needing today are a little hammer like this. A shoemaker's hammer is fine. You can see it's even broken, but it's better than, to me, a big one because you're going to want to tap the coconut just to loosen it up. And I like to put it in the refrigerator just to make it nice and cool. And you're also going to want to tap the coconut to crack it. In a little while we'll be doing that. Another tool you'll be needing is to poke a hole in. You may want to use anything that you could use to just hit with a hammer in there. To poke a hole in one of the stoma, you're going to be poking 2 holes in, one for air and one to let the stoma, to let the water come out. And then we'll put that in a glass and let that drain and drink the water, which is really healthy and good. One of the best things you can have for hydration. Another tool you'll need, and this is the best tool that you can have, is a corkscrew. If you can get one of these, very important. All right, you're going to be using this. Sometimes the stoma are soft and you can just corkscrew right into it with this, all the way in and all the way out. Makes a nice hole. This is a really nice coconut and it's firm, so we're not going to be using that today. I'm going to be trying a drill instead. I'm going to drill a screw in and drill it out. See if that works to put the holes in. And this knife at the end of the corkscrew is going to be instrumental in separating the copra or the fruit from the coconut shell. Alright, so let's get started. You also need a screw, which I have on here. I'm just going to tap it a little bit more. I don't want to crack it at this point. I'm just trying to loosen the fruit from the shell. And as I said, you might want to refrigerate it first for 2 reasons. Number one, the water is really good, nice and cold. Alright, so I'm going to be trying to put a screw in here and making my first hole. This is the first time I've done it with electric tools. Usually I do it manually. I know my nephew's probably laughing because the screw won't come out, but I can probably get it out by hand. Let's see if I can't. I went a little bit too far with the screw is what happened. Let's see if I can't pry that out. And we'll try with another screw. And this time we won't go as deep in the coconut. So we'll be able to take it out. Alright, so a lesson learned, don't go all the way in with the screw. Just so you can back it out. May want to make another hole right by that one so you have a little bit bigger hole. And as I said, this is the first time I'm using this. Actually, you know what? I have that hole. Let's see if I can't get that corkscrew in there. Because this is really my favorite way to do this. So you see, you can just pop that in. And the corkscrew, you can go all the way in, pull on it, and then it'll back out. That's the beauty of this corkscrew. And so you have one hole in there. We just need to make the other one. Let me just see one more time if I can get back that other screw out. Alright, that's in there pretty good. So I'm just going to try to put this other screw in here. And so you get the idea. Alright, again, so it goes in nice and easily. Back it out. Don't screw it in all the way, as we said before. This way you can get it out. Then you get that corkscrew in there nice. I want to show that. So that's like that. This is key right here. Alright, great tool for opening up your coconut. A necessity. We're going to get it out whole, and you'll love this. So there we have it. We're going to let this drain. If it's too slow, you may want to make your holes bigger, which you can do, but then you could also have patience too with that. Comes out, we got a decent flow in there, and I'm sure you can see that happening, draining in there. I can't wait to drink it because I love it. As I said before, the coconut water is one of the best things for hydration, as well as water. Water is very good, as we know. So we'll get that out when that's done. We'll be popping this baby open. So as you can see, there's still a lot of water in there. We'll let it drain. And you know, you could always make these holes bigger. You could also use a drill bit if you want. I didn't have drill bits at home. So, you know, you get a nice big drill bit and you won't have to worry about this draining this like this. It'll be no time at all before you open it. Alright, so there you have it. For now, I want to see if I can move forward so we don't take too long on this. I'll put that aside, and I'm just going to start to bang the ends. I like to hit the ends of the coconut. There is still a lot of water in here, so I'm careful of me turning it upside down. And there's a nice like spot in here. What we want to do is get a nice crack in here. There we go. So we got a crack that's a little bigger than I usually get. And it's helping the water come out. We'll drain this totally. We'll see if we can't get that all out in one piece. The difficulty in cracking the coconut open is usually that you're many pieces and then the fruit, the copra, is stuck in the shell and you're out there prying it. So what we want to do now is get the fruit out in one piece or as little pieces as possible. as few pieces as possible. So as I said before, one of the things that's important or instrumental is this little knife right here at the end of the corkscrew, because that's going to help me separate the copra from the coconut. Now, I think one of the reasons that I'm not able to separate this as much as I usually do is because it wasn't cold. Really having it cold helps. So I do this all the time. Today, it's just not my day in terms of getting this out in one piece, but we're not going to give up just yet. So let's see, the top came off anyway. So then what you want to do is get your knife in here, but generally you'll be able to separate. You see how I have it in here between the shell and the skin? I have pictures of it whole. So I know I can do this, and I know you can do it. You may not be successful every time, but this is the methodology, and it'll work for you. You just get your knife in there and you pry little pries all the way around. Do it till you just create separation. It never works on camera. And I had a second coconut, but the point here is that we're doing this and able to do it right. Maybe not every time, maybe 9 times out of 10. But as I said, I do have pictures. Every time I get a whole one out, I take a picture of it, because I know no one will believe me. So basically, this is what you want to do. Create that separation. And you know, the other thing is this is really fresh, so I think that is why I'm having difficulty separating it. If it was cold, it would, I think, come apart a little easier. So at least if I can get out the portion that I have here and show you. Alright, so good. We got a nice piece out here. We'll get this shell out of the way. Alright, so basically that's what you want to do. You all know how you struggle with getting it apart. Once you break the coconut, it's in pieces, and then you have to go back and get it apart. Even if you do, you know, you don't want it to be perfect, still having this knife is the key to separating it, or even something similar to this. I'm sure you all have something at home that you can find. You know, if you see, look at that. Look at that. Can you see that? And then it just comes out like that. You see, there is a crack there. It's not perfect. The top came off. But you see, this is the methodology. And I'm sure that you'll be able to do it, and it's pretty cool. You do it with your friends, or even for yourself. You pop it open, and you know, who's ever seen the inside of a coconut hole? It's pretty neat when you get it done. And the other reason might be that I had that screw in there and couldn't get it out. I've never used the screws before, but that's probably the reason why. That I didn't get it out in one piece. And I'm finally getting this screw out now. Let's see if I can't back that out. Alright, so. And see if we can't finish this project and wrap it up. Before we end this video, I'd like to take the time to thank my nephew, who's had nothing but patience with me in life, and is the videographer here. And he even said action when I asked him to say action. So, I thought that was pretty cool. Thank you, John. To Chico. Alright, so, pretty much, we're almost there. You're prying it apart, you're separating, and that's it. Okay? So, besides that one piece right there, which we'll take apart, and it's almost, where it's full and it looks like one of those cocktails where they hack it apart. So, that's how it works for me, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoy your coconuts. It's very healthy. And, cheers. That is good. Sweet!